We welcome you under the... We welcome you under the lights here at Dr. Paul S. Hill Jr. Stadium here on the campus of Thornton Academy as we kick off this 2023 high school football season with a heavyweight matchup between the Thornton Academy Golden Trojans and the Portland Bulldogs. I'm Cole Purvis alongside Troy Bulldog. Thank you for joining us here on TA TV. Troy, we have a very compelling matchup this year when you think about TA, who has made every Class A state championship since 2018, and Portland, who is back in Class A for the first time since 2018. What catches your eye first about this matchup?
Yeah, you know, I'm excited for football to be back. Should be a good matchup here. It might be a preview of the state championship game, and as you mentioned, Cole, new class and a new coach for Portland. So should be an interesting one. Should be a lot that we can tell from this game, and expectations overall going into the season. One thing that's been noted about Coach Green is how tough he wants his team to be, and they aren't afraid of TA. And more than anything, want to win the line of scrimmage tonight.
TA lost to Oxford Hills in last year's state championship. They return a very strong and exciting team, as they always do, and it starts with Harry Bunce and the strong defense.
Yeah, Bunce led the defense last year with 96 tackles, and we also have to look at guys like Sam Nelson, Danny Menard, and Rashawn Dotson, who are all returning from last year and should have a big impact. So yeah, should be good, should be good. Another thing that I would look at is Portland doesn't have a lot of height at their skill positions, so they're going to have to use their quickness to their advantage and make up for the lack of size.
At Portland, they went 8-4 last year with Kennedy Charles at quarterback. He was a Fitzpatrick finalist. And now they have Louis Thurston under center, and they have one of the most dynamic playmakers out there, senior Regan Buck. What is it going to take for them to upset the Trojans today?
Yeah, like you said, getting the ball in Regan Buck's hands will go a long way tonight, so they're definitely going to have to put the ball in the hands of their best players.
Portland comes in with a new head coach this year. Sean Green comes over after a couple of seasons at Cape Elizabeth. He was there for 4 years and won the Class C state title with the Capers in 2021. Very passionate coach. We've heard, from what I've heard reading articles, he's had his team through a lot of conditioning, a tough old school style, and the players really love him. So we'll see how it goes in his debut today. And Portland's joined by 3 other schools that will be transitioning to Class A this season. Wyndham, Noble, and South Portland were in B last year, and they will now be in Class A. So Class A is expanding, which is a great thing, and it will be a regional class once again. And now let's talk about Thornton Academy's offense. They come in with a new quarterback, Wyatt Benoit at the helm. Did not play football last year, but he proves to be a good dual threat quarterback for them, and we'll see what he can do tonight.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what he can do. As you mentioned, he didn't play football last year. He's actually on the golf team with me and Cole here. He's a great athlete and a great guy, so shout out to Wyatt. We're also going to have to look for players like Jack Parody. He's a threat down the field. And also this running back should have a strong game with Harold Bunce leading that group.
Again, we want to thank you all for watching here on TATV. This is our first Thornton Academy television live stream of the season.
This evening's main Class A football game.
And go ahead and comment where you're watching from. We'd be happy to know where you're watching this game from, as this could be a potential preview of a state championship this year right off the bat under the lights here at Hill Stadium. And so we'll see what this matchup has in store for us tonight. Been a little bit short-staffed here on TATV. Troy Bulldog handling the producing duties along with the color commentating, and then Brandon Vitiello on the camera. So we're excited to have them joining us here tonight as Dr. Remis, our PA announcer, going over the starting lineups here.
Stephen Gombe. At defensive tackle, a senior, number 44, Hunter Boudreau. At defensive tackle. DeAndre Morgan, Brian Morrison, Jack Morrison, Greg Parody, Josh Pulsifer, Steve Simpson, and Nick Tabor. Officials for tonight's game: the referee is Fred Lamontagne, the umpire is Josh Bouchard, the linesman is Jeff Alexander, the line judge is Jamie McIntyre, the back judge is Troy Hogg, and the clock operator is Brian Wade. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and remove your hats while we honor America with the singing of the national anthem by Thornton Academy Junior Ava Libby.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Ava.
All right, about to get this thing kicked off here from Hill Stadium. Again, Cole Purvis alongside Troy Bulldog here on TATV. And now the captains will meet at midfield for the coin toss. Captains for the Portland Bulldogs are Regan Buck, Miles Hang, Hunter Temple, and Braden Wales. And Thornton Academy's captains are Brady Kiesel, Harry Bunce, Dom Champagne, and Sam Nelson. And we expect if Thornton Academy wins the toss, they will defer as they normally do. This first quarter will, of course, be crucial here, kicking off the new season. Portland's first year back in Class A after quite a bit of time off. And they've had quite a bit of success at the Class B level. They made it to the state championship last year before losing to Skowhegan in that game. And they're very much in contention in Class A this year as well.
Leading at midfield for the coin toss, Portland captains, number 5, Regan Buck, number 10, Miles Hang, number 19, Hunter Temple, and number 27, Braden Wales. Thornton Academy captains, number 18, Brady Kiesel, number 32, Harry Bunce.
We want to thank our sponsors here on TATV, Paquin and Carroll Insurance, Saco and Biddeford Savings, the Webb Family Law Firm, the Top at Mobile Ice Cream Cart. They sponsored us all of last year, and we're happy to have them back this year sponsoring our broadcasts. And as always, we do apologize up here in the Crow's Nest. The loudspeaker from the PA system can definitely be heard up here. But we'll do our best to speak loudly and clearly for you at home.
Thornton Academy has won the toss and deferred to the second half.
And the Trojans defer, so we will see the Bulldogs on offense first.
The west end zone.
Let's get it started in here.
And the bass keep running in this context, there's no disrespect, so when I bust my rhyme, you break your necks. We got 5 minutes for us to disconnect from all intellect and let the rhythm affect. To lose the inhibition, follow your intuition, free your inner soul and break away from tradition. Cause when we be out, bullets pulling you out. You wouldn't believe how we wow shit out. Burn it till it's burned out, turn it till it's turned out. Act up from northwest, east side. Everybody, let's get into it. Get started, get started, get started.
Kickoff for the Trojans, number 81, J.P. Baez.
And here we go from Hill Stadium. J.P. Baez will kick it off for the Trojans. And deep to receive for the Bulldogs. You'll see all the way back there is their superstar Regan Buck.
Deep to receive for the Bulldogs, Regan Buck, Hunter Temple, and Adam McGowan.
And here we go on TATV. Glad you're with us as the opening kickoff finds Regan Buck on the far side. He'll take it up the field and up the sideline. And there he goes! Regan Buck taking it all the way down the far sideline, and he will score! Portland starts the season off with the bang as Regan Buck takes it the distance all the way to the end zone.
Absolutely, obviously atrocious start for TA there. Regan Buck gets the ball, as we mentioned. He's very dangerous. He found the gap and took the opportunity in hand and took it all the way there.
And a special teams nightmare right off the bat for the Trojans, and Kevin Kiesel will have to settle his guys down and try to respond. But what a way for Portland to start off the season back in Class A, going on the road to Thornton Academy. And it appears that there's a flag on the field, and we will see if this is against the Bulldogs and perhaps called back. What a turn of events this would be. And it looks like they're calling it back. So that will nix the take back by Regan Buck. And the score will remain 0-0.
Walk of the back penalty on Portland. 10 yards from the spot of the foul will give the Bulldogs a 1st and 10 from their own 38-yard line.
A block in the back penalty on the Bulldogs and a huge mistake early for them.
Yeah,
but even though that touchdown didn't count, you can see how much of a playmaker Regan Buck is with the speed there.
Yeah, that's absolutely devastating. I mean, to score on the first play of the game and get that called back, that's pretty brutal. But good break for TA.
So here goes Louis Thurston and company for the Portland offense. They'll start at TA's 38-yard line, their own 38-yard line. And what a tackle. Sam Nelson and Shiloh Tao come flying in to take down Aiden McGowan.
Yeah, great response by the defense there to get the momentum back on their side.
Sam Nelson plays that anchor position, one of the defensive ends. Also plays some linebacker too. Great tackler with great speed, and he shows it there. Had a touchdown last year off a fumble return. Loss of 2 will bring up 2nd down and 12. And they'll give it once again to Aiden McGowan. And once again, it's Shiloh Tao on the tackle. And another loss.
Yeah, the Thornton Academy defense leaving no room. There was probably about 4 or 5 players there to stuff that play before it even had a chance.
No gain brings up a 3rd and 12.
No gain on that play. Shiloh Tao making his presence felt on those first 2 possessions. Transferred in from OOB last year. And looks to be making an impact as a starter for Coach Kiesel and this team. Third down and 12 from the 36-yard line. This would be a big opportunity for the Trojans defense to get off the field early. Thurston from the gun. Trojans will rush 4. Rolls out. Fires it on the move. Deep downfield. And the pass is caught by Regan Buck along the sideline with Danny Menard there defending and forces him out of bounds. And a big play for the Dogs. Get them in business into Trojan territory.
Great job by Thurston on that play. The snap seemed to be a little bit bobbled, but he just rolled out of the pocket and dropped a dime.
And that's such a tough throw to make, rolling to your left like that as a right-handed quarterback.
Bulldogs first down,
and Regan Buck getting separation in the secondary there. And now they'll go in the Wildcat formation. And here's a run play to the outside and a good tackle by Ryan Kamiri. Chop down number 32, Cordell Jones, a transfer from Gorham.
32, the ball carrier for the Bulldogs, not listed on the provided roster.
That was Cordell Jones, who is actually a really good basketball player as well. Went to Gorham last year, transferred into Portland. It was a gain of 7. It'll bring up 2nd down and 3. They'll give it to Buck on the end around, and there he goes, and he's taken down, but that'll be good enough for a 1st down. And Portland's offense, after that big play on 3rd down, moving the ball pretty well there.
Yeah, Portland did a good job putting the ball in the hands of their biggest playmaker. Got the 1st.
Louis Thurston, their quarterback, saw time last year before he suffered an injury. About 4 games into the season, he was replaced by Kennedy Charles, who went on to be a star for the Portland Bulldogs and led them to a state championship game. Portland was 1-3 in the games that Thurston played, and he's under duress as he throws, and it's incomplete. Pressure off the edge there by the Trojans.
Yeah, and great job by TA's edge rusher there. Able to put a hit on the quarterback and prevent him from completing the pass.
Thurston's pass incomplete, intended for Miles Hang, and coverage for the Trojans, Ryan Kamiri.
But for Thurston, he doesn't have to do a lot with all the playmakers that he has. You think about Regan Buck, Miles Hang, Hunter Temple, guys that are going to really make plays in the passing game. So he can just take these underneath throws and have a very effective time doing it. He'll give it to McGowan, and that play is blew up right from the snap.
Is that flag on the play?
Flag in the backfield. It'll be a false start on the Bulldogs. That'll move them back 5 yards. 2nd down and 15 from the 30-yard line coming up.
Yeah, the penalty sets Portland up in kind of a rough position here. 2nd and 15. Going to look to respond and see what they can do.
Second and 15. Might have to force Thurston to air it out once again here. Trojans will rush 4. He'll throw to the sideline, and that pass is well off the mark, intended for Jones. And the Dogs will have to deal with another 3rd and long coming up here.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to anticipate the outside curl route, but wasn't quite there and resulted in the incompletion.
3rd down, 15.
Sam Nelson defending on the play. Can rush the quarterback and also drop back into coverage too. And you have to think that on 3rd down here, Regan Buck would be the go-to guy. He's going to line up in the slot here. Portland awaiting the call from the sideline. They'll start play from the 30-yard line. 3rd down and 15. Can Portland convert again? And Thurston will keep it and a lot of room to run. Louis Thurston taking it into the end zone, and Portland strikes first. On their first drive of the season, Louis Thurston uses his legs to score.
Yeah, really a great fake handoff there by Thurston. TA clearly bid on it, and he had a wide open lane to the end zone and used his speed to get there.
The quickness of Thurston could wreak havoc on this game here. Regan Buck and Hunter Temple taking away so much attention that Thurston can just take it himself.
In to attempt the extra point for the Bulldogs, Louis Thurston.
And they'll blow the PAT dead. And it appears the Bulldogs have taken their first time out of the half.
Brody Viola, the long snapper. Timeout Bulldogs, that's their first.
You think about Portland, first year back in Class A, they really got thrown into the fire immediately. You don't get to start with a lesser opponent. You go on the road to the team that's in the state championship almost every year, so it has to be a tough test for Coach Green and his guys to respond to.
Absolutely. At the same time, though, if Portland could find a way to win this game, that would give them, some confidence going into the rest of the season. So certainly some pros and cons, but a tough way to start the season regardless.
In to attempt the extra point, number 84, Justin Bouchard.
Justin Bouchard's kick is good, and Portland takes a 7-0 lead. And what an opening drive for the Bulldogs. We will take a break here on TATV, send you to a commercial, and we will be back here for the Trojans offense.
Hey, Dan, how's that proposal coming?
Just finished. I am sending it right now.
Okay, good. Oh, no. How are we looking for noon? We got like 2 minutes. Dan.
Ryan Kamiri, Jackson Parodies, and Xander Canton.
Back here on TATV. Trojans give up the touchdown. A ground touchdown to Louis Thurston for Portland, and now the offense will have their chance to respond. Ryan Kamiri will field the kick. Back at the 20-yard line, it takes off. He's got a big hole. Look at this. Ryan Kamiri down the far sideline, all alone and into the end zone. Touchdown, Trojans.
Wow, talk about a response. They saw Portland do it on the first play. Portland got a legal block in the back, but TA avoided the block in the back here and puts them up in a position to tie with a field goal.
Ryan Kamiri, the junior, with an explosive play to respond, and already some special teams fireworks as you had the Regan Buck touchdown that was called back due to a penalty. But this one will stand, and Thornton Academy with a chance to tie or take the lead here as they're lining up for a 2-point conversion, and now they'll shift into an extra point formation, which they did a lot of last year.
Attempt the extra point, number 81, J.P. Baez. Sam Arondo is the holder, and Jacob Fish is the snapper.
Sam Rondo, the sophomore backup quarterback, will hold. Jake Fish will snap. J.P. Baez, the senior kicker, attempting the PAT. It is good, and that will tie this game up at 7.
TA obviously wasted no time tying that up, and they're going to look to stop Portland from answering back on defense.
That was one of the strengths going into the season for TA was their special teams. J.P. Baez, an experienced kicker, had a very effective year last year. And then their returners. They have Ryan Kamiri, who you just saw take one back. Jack Parody is a good speedy junior, along with Xander Cantera, the senior. So a lot of weapons that they can go to in the kicking game. The problem is their special teams defense will have to contain Regan Buck this game.
To receive for the Bulldogs, Regan Buck. Also deep for the Bulldogs, Hunter Temple and Adam McGowan.
Baez with a squib kick this time, doing all that they can to get the ball away from Buck. And that play is covered well by TA special teams.
Returned by
Lisandro Rodriguez on the return there. He's a transfer from Lowell, Massachusetts. Micah Geekus, the senior, with the tackle. We also remind you that we do not have a game clock on our scoreboard for today's broadcast, just some technical difficulties on that end. So we will try to remind you of the time as much as we can. It's 8:23 to go in the first quarter right now. Thurston on the give. This is McGowan. Takes it to the near side and out of bounds. Gain of about 6.
The ball carrier.
Pretty strong run there. Portland will have many options here with about 2nd and 4.
Moving the chains on first down is going to be a big thing for Coach Green's offense. Winning the line of scrimmage, both offensively and defensively, will bode well for them against the Trojans. And another Wildcat to Cordell Jones. Jones finally brought down by Carter Luca, but that's good enough to pick up a first down, and Portland did business into Trojan territory.
Good job by Luca there, because that one could have broken free.
Carter Luca with the tackle. Play is good for a Bulldogs first down. They'll have a 1st and 10 from the Trojans' 44-yard line.
Portland's offensive line, left to right, Anthony Taveras at left tackle. Owen Swanson at left guard, Riley Wilds at center, Anthony LeBoy, the right guard, and Isaac Alkafaji, the right tackle. An offensive line that's done a good job in the run game so far this contest. They'll send Brady Viola in motion. And this play is blown dead. A second timeout taken
Bulldogs, that's their second.
by Coach Green. Wanted to talk things over with his offense. 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. Little fact about head coach Sean Green, he was actually a middle school coach in Portland when these seniors were playing. These seniors were in about 7th grade when he was coaching in the middle school program. So many of these players are already familiar with him as a coach. And of course, Coach Green having success at Cape Elizabeth, winning the Class C state championship in 2021. Looks to carry that success over to Portland. Still have not seen Wyatt Benoit in this offense yet in this game. And that play blown dead once again, as that was McGowan trying to get off the left side. So a little bit of a sloppy start to this game, as it's another false start on the Bulldogs. Penalties have,
5-yard penalty will bring
I don't want to say killed them, because
15 from the
when they get backed up,
49.
they've been able to pull off a big play and get these first downs, but they're making it awfully difficult on themselves.
Yeah, last time Portland was in this situation, they responded well. They're going to look to do the same here.
First down and 15, TA's defense in a mad scramble before the snap here. And it's a keeper for Buck, trying to get to the outside. Shiloh Tao is there for the tackle, along with, it appears, Danny Menard over there on that far side.
Regan
Yeah,
Buck
great
on
job by the
right
TA
snap,
defense
quarterback
to
keeper.
sniff that one out.
Danny Menard and Shiloh Tao to tackle.
We see a lot of Wildcat from a lot of the different
Second
teams
down and 13.
across Class A.
47.
Sanford does it a lot with their big running back Jordan Bissonnette, and Portland showing it here in the early going. Thurston on the fake. He'll roll out, being chased by Landon Lebrecq. Fires it downfield, and it is bobbled in the air and intercepted by Carter Luca. Ricochets off 3 or 4 players, and then finally the junior Luca able to corral the ball, and a takeaway for the Trojans with 6:09 to go in the first quarter.
That was actually a solid rollout and pass by Thurston there. The receiver just couldn't come down with the ball, and a couple bobbles by TA players, and TA ends up with the interception.
Intended for Brody Viola, the tight end, who they use a lot in the passing game. And for the first time in this game, you will see the Trojans offense take the field, led by Wyatt Benoit, their junior quarterback, who, as you mentioned in the open, played golf last year, was not even on the football team, but played football all through middle school and his first year of high school. And you'll see right away what he does best, run the football, a true dual threat quarterback.
Right on the quarterback keeper.
But he can also
Brought
throw it
down
with
by number
accuracy
32,
as well.
Cordell Jones Jr. Gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 from the
It'll
40.
certainly be interesting to see this new look Trojans offense with Wyatt. Obviously, they don't have Caden True or Ryan O'Keefe, who they had last year. So a little bit of new beginnings, if you will.
And the give to sophomore running back Connor Ayub, who has some big shoes to fill last year. Of course, Hayden Whitney was a 1,600-yard rusher for the Trojans last year. Scored
Ayub, the
16
ball carrier.
touchdowns as well. Really one of the best
Lisandro
superstars at the
Rodriguez
position in the
to start.
state. And now he's replaced by a
Gain
couple
of
of
3 brings up
sophomores at the
3rd
running
and
back
2
position,
from the
Connor
43-yard
Ayub and Mauricio Sunderland. Will look to carry the rock all season long for the Trojans. 3rd down and 2 coming up from the 43. Benoit from the gun. He'll pitch it to Ayub, who has space to run. A 1st down and more. Connor Ayub darts up the sideline and finally taken out of bounds. A big play for Thornton Academy into Bulldog territory.
Hunter
Nice
Ayub, the
strong
ball
run by Connor Ayub there.
Hunter
Shook
Temple
off the
with the
first
tackle.
defender and carried the second one a couple other
Plays
yards.
good for a Thornton Academy 1st down. It'll have a 1st and 10 from the Bulldogs 35.
TA played in a preseason game last week versus Lewiston. Won that game easily, 44-0. Connor Ayub was very effective in that game, really showed how shifty he was. And the whole Trojans offense was really clicking in that game. As here goes Ayub once again, finding a hole. And it appears he has a gain of 11. That'll be another
Ayub,
1st
the
down,
ball carrier.
moving the
Hunter
chains
Temple
on consecutive plays. Going back to that third down play, a great decision by Benoit to pitch that ball to Ayub, who had plenty of room out of the flat to run.
Second down and less than a yard for the Trojans from the 25.
They'll mark him short of the first down, so second down and 1. And Ayub is chopped down short of the mark again, so a third down.
On Ayub, the ball carrier.
And 1 for TA.
Lisandro Rodriguez with the tackle.
Lost about a little less than a yard there. Be interesting to see if they choose to run again or if they try and mix it up.
Looks like they're going to go into a full house formation here, bringing on Carter Luca and Harold Bunce.
The 26.
To try and pick up this 1 yard. No full house yet, but they will put Bunce in the backfield and give him the ball. And a flag in the backfield. We'll see who this is on. False start on the Trojans. That'll move them back 6 yards.
On the Trojans.
5 yards, so 3rd and 6.
They'll bring up a 3rd and 6
from the 31.
It's the third false start we've seen so far in this game total. First one for TA. Going to make it a little bit more difficult to pick up this first down, see what they can come up with.
Trojans have 3 wide. And they got the Bulldogs to jump. So we'll move them back back to where they were originally.
Yep, they're able to pick that one up. Net 0.
Encroachment penalty on the Bulldogs. 5-yard penalty will bring up a 3rd and 1 from the 26.
Good job using a hard count by Benoit there to draw the Bulldogs off sides. 3rd down and 1 from the 26. They'll give it to Bunce. He'll run right up the middle, and he is stuffed right at the marker. We'll see where they spot the football and if they give the Trojans the first down or not.
Harry Bunce.
And they're going to mark him short. It'll be 4th down and 1.
Cordell Jones Jr. with the stop.
And Coach Kiesel will go for it.
Brings up 4th and less than a yard.
On 4th down.
All spotted just outside the 25-yard line.
Benoit under center, full house in the backfield. And he is stuffed, and the Bulldogs with a big stop on 4th down and a turnover on downs. The Trojans fall short of the marker. And full house was sniffed out well there by the Dogs.
Woodrow, the ball carrier.
Yeah, good defensive, really possession there for Portland. Let up a couple longer runs, but good job at the end there, preventing Bunce from picking up any of those first downs.
From their own 27-yard line.
Harold Bunce, primarily a defensive player, but they do use him in the run game. Just a big body that you can throw into the pile and get you some yards in those short yardage situations. So Portland will take over once again on offense. 1st down and 10. Trojans showing blitz, now back out of it. And here's a run play to the left side. That's number 19, Hunter Temple, getting his first touch of the game.
Hunter Temple, the ball carrier. Zach Nelson and Harry Bunce with the stop. Gain of 3 brings up a 2nd and 7 from the 30.
Approaching 2.5 minutes to go in this first quarter. Again, technical difficulties. We cannot get you a game clock on our scoreboard, so we'll keep you updated for the time on the game clock. 2nd and about 6 here. They'll run it right up the middle. And a nice hole for Aiden McGowan. Picks up the first down and spins out to the 43-yard line.
Great job by the Portland offensive line, creating a massive gap that McGowan was able to run through quite easily.
Sean Dodson, the tackle.
McGowan is their workhorse, so we'll see
44-yard line.
how effective he is in this game. And Thurston will be under center. They'll pitch it to Buck and avoids a tackle in the backfield, but is dropped for a little gain. Nearly a loss, but was able to shake a couple of tackles and turn it in to a 1-yard pickup.
Sam Nelson, Shiloh Tao to tackle. 82 brings up a 2nd and 8 from the 46.
Second down and 8. Thurston from the gun with McGowan to his left. And a timeout is called by Coach Kiesel and the Trojans.
First.
And we will take a break here on TATV.
Hey, Dan, how's that proposal coming?
Just finished. I am sending it right now.
Okay, good. Oh, no. How are we looking for noon? We got like 2 minutes. Dan.
Back here from Hill Stadium on TATV. And a full house here for this huge matchup between Thornton Academy and Portland. The student section going with a red, white, and blue theme for tonight. And we got the Trojan mascot back tonight as well. Second down and 8 from the 45. They'll give it to McGowan. He has a crease, and then he's chopped down after a gain of 5. So that'll make it 3rd and manageable for the Bulldogs. Aiden McGowan.
McGowan, the ball carrier.
Getting quite a bit of carries here in this first quarter.
With the tackle.
And a couple of first quarter tackles for Danny Menard as well. Third down and 4 from midfield. Thurston drops back to throw, and another flag is down, perhaps another false start. And it is, so that'll make it 3rd down and 9. Portland continuing to hurt themselves with penalties.
Yeah, this is going to make it much more difficult for Portland to pick up the first down. 9 yards, still manageable, but they're definitely going to have to come up with some sort of creative play here.
32 seconds to go in the first quarter, all tied up at 7. Third and 9 for the Bulldogs. It'll be Jones on a wildcat, trying to get around the edge, and he's taken down by Shiloh Tao. A great effort on a 3rd down stop by the senior.
Cordell Jones Jr., the ball carrier.
3rd and long, decided to go with the outside run.
Shiloh
Obviously didn't work out for them.
The speed and strength of a big guy like Cordell Jones could be difficult when he's trying to get around the edge, but a great job by Tao to make that tackle, and that will likely force Portland to punt as time expires on the first quarter. All knotted up at 7. We'll see you back for the second quarter here on TATV.
Hey, Dan, how's that proposal coming?
Just finished. I am sending it right now.
Okay, good. Oh, no. How are we looking for noon? We got like 2 minutes. Dan.
Second quarter action about to begin here on TATV. as we kick off the 2023 Maine High School football season here from Thornton Academy. A little bit of confusion along the sidelines here as it appears Coach Green, the referee signaled timeout, and Coach Green is going at the referee on the far sideline there. Not sure what that's about, but Portland does have a 4th down and 7 from their own 46 here. And they don't have the punt team out right now. It looks like they might be going for it. And they draw TA offsides.
You have to wonder if Portland even had any intention of snapping that ball, if their only intention was to draw Thornton offsides, which they successfully did. Now making this a more manageable 4th down if they do elect to still go for it.
Penalty on the Trojans.
And that'll make this 4th down more manageable. 4th down and 3. We'll see if the Dogs can pick it up or if TA can make a big stop and force a turnover on downs. They'll send Buck in motion, give the ball to McGowan, and he's crunched. Bounces off a tackle and breaks free. There he goes. Aiden McGowan into the end zone for the touchdown.
Bulldogs touchdown scored by number 9.
And Portland takes the lead.
Really an incredible run by McGowan. Looked like that play was completely dead in the backfield and ended up getting a touchdown.
McGowan just bounces right off of a tackle at the line of scrimmage and breaks it and takes it to the house. What a play by Portland. And this game has really been defined by those big plays so far.
And to attempt the extra point, number 84, Justin Bouchard. Lewis Thurston, the holder.
Bouchard will kick. It's up and good to make the score 14-7 in favor of the Bulldogs. And we'll take a quick break here on TA TV and be back for TA's offense looking to respond.
I chose to attend TAMS because it was a change of scenery. It was a much smaller school.
Because of the amazing teachers.
How small it is and the community about it and how everybody knows each other.
You can know all the kids here, so it makes it much more easier to make friends.
They just get you ready for high school.
TAMS is special.
TAMS is amazing.
TAMS is fabulous.
TAMS is fun.
TAMS feels like a family.
So after a big play, a touchdown by Aiden McGowan for Portland, the Trojans will look to respond on offense here.
Ryan Kamiri, Jackson Parody, and Xander Cantara.
And we're just over 12 minutes into this one, but this matchup that has been so hyped up for so many weeks is living up to the hype so far. And a squib kick. Thornton Academy did that earlier to Portland, and now they'll do it to TA. And here goes Ryan Kamiri, who had the kickoff return for a touchdown earlier in this game. He'll take it out to the 37, and the Trojans offense will go to work looking to respond.
Colin Hay.
Yeah,
with the
Portland
tackle.
going to try and force Thornton Academy to score on their offense, not on their special teams, and see what they can do here.
1st and 10 Trojans from their own 37.
Portland, a team that had a very tough preseason. They played against Bonnie Eagle and Oxford Hills. And played both teams tough in those games, proving that they can hang with the best in Class A. And they've continued to prove it here in the first quarter against TA. Benoit will dump it down to Cantera, who has all day to run. Xander Cantera up the far sideline and taking it upfield. There he goes, and he's dragged out of bounds inside the 15. And the first touch for Cantera nearly goes to the house.
By number 32, Cordell Jones Jr.
Yeah, Wyatt Benoit had a great shuffle there and just a nice dump pass to Xander, and there was all the room in the world in front of him, and he took that down the sideline for a massive gain.
There's a defender right there, and it nearly looked like it was going to be picked off, as there's a flag on the play, and this could be taken back. And the Trojans are making their way back down into their own territory. A block in the back.
There have been some big penalties in this game that have cost both teams some big plays. Definitely going to look to clean that up for the rest of this game.
From the Bulldogs' 49-yard line.
They'll place the ball at the spot of the foul, or 10 yards back of the spot of the foul, which is the 49-yard line of the Bulldogs. Connor Ayub with little room to run dives ahead for 2 or 3 yards.
Connor Ayub, the ball carrier. Isaac Akafahi with the tackle. Gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 from the 47.
Just about a minute into this second quarter. Portland on top of Thornton Academy, 14-7. Benoit will fake it, rolls out, fires on the run, and is caught by the tight end, Evan Hill. And he's immediately brought to the ground for no gain.
Benoit's pass is complete to Evan Hill.
Benoit under some pressure early here on this drive. Did a good job dumping the ball off to Quintera a couple plays ago, and did the same there to Evan Hill.
With the tackle.
TA doesn't use their tight ends a whole lot in the passing game, but Evan Hill, the junior tight end, does get a reception there. It'll be 3rd down and 8, looking to extend the drive. Benoit rolls to his left, fires it deep downfield, and the pass is hauled in by Jack Parody, and he's brought down out of bounds inside the 30. Got great separation on his route there, and the Trojans continue this drive.
I like the play design there. Wyatt rolls out left. Parody comes on the deep out route, and they convert. They connect.
And he was wide open, too, just planted his foot in the ground and did a great job hauling that ball in to keep this drive going for the Trojans. 1st down and 10 from the 29.
It's like Portland's calling a timeout.
Timeout Bulldogs. That's their 3rd and final timeout.
So Coach Green using all 3 of his timeouts in the first half. Still with 10:19 to go in this second quarter. We do apologize. We are having some technical difficulties. Having a little bit of a hard time hearing Troy, so we're doing our best here to make this work for you guys. And we also want to mention that our Trojan Talk podcast will be getting to be recorded as this new school year starts here at Thornton Academy. We will have weekly, sometimes bi-weekly episodes of that podcast, and we discuss all things from Thornton Academy sports to Maine high school sports and professional and college sports as well, so it'll be a lot of fun.
Yep, very excited to join Trojan Talk this year. Should be a lot of fun.
Troy and I will be joined by Josh Pulsifer, who's an assistant coach on the TA football team, to talk some sports. Benoit fires it into the ground. Was under a lot of pressure. May have been deflected or may just not have been able to get that ball out very cleanly.
Benoit seems a little bit frustrated about something. Not sure if there was some sort of miscommunication, but 2nd and 10 nonetheless.
Trojans with 3 receivers wide. Benoit in the gun. and he'll take it himself. Nice move by Benoit. Getting free, Wyatt Benoit dancing down the sideline, and it'll be first and goal for the Trojans.
There was a defender waiting for him right when that gap opened. He juked him out and was able to run up the sideline and get a decent gain there.
First and goal, Trojans from the 6.
You're seeing a little bit of that running back rotation. Trojans had Mauricio Sunderland in the backfield on that play, and now Connor Ayub will come back in for this first and goal situation. They'll give it to Ayub, and on first down, he dives all the way to about the 1 yard line.
On Ayub, the ball carrier.
The 2 rather, and it'll be second down and goal from the 2.
This is kind of our first look at the Trojans' red zone offense this season.
First and goal, second and goal from the 1.
Bulldogs likely expecting that the Trojans will keep it on the ground here, which they do. Harold Bunce gets to the edge and scores.
Thornton Academy touchdown.
A touchdown from 2 yards out by Harold Bunce, the senior. And Thornton Academy, a PAT away from tying this game up at 14.
Yeah, Bunce was able to run right around the edge there and basically walk in untouched.
In to attempt the extra point, J.P. Baez, Sam Rondo the holder, Jake Fish the snapper.
A little bit of a low snap. Baez's extra point, however, is good. And our score is 14-14 with 9:32 left to go in the second quarter. We'll send you to another commercial here on TATV and be back for the remainder of the second quarter.
Hey, Dan, how's that proposal coming?
Just finished. I am sending it right now.
Okay, good. Oh, no. How are we looking for noon? We got like 2 minutes. Dan.
Back here on TATV, we want to let you know that coming up on halftime, we will have an exclusive interview with Michael Hoffer, sports writer for The Forecaster. He will join us up here in the Crow's Nest to talk about the first half, as well as his thoughts on Class A Maine High School football this season. Cordell Jones takes that one across the 42 and good field position. Both teams have done a squib kick so far in this first half, which has given the other team some good field position.
Jones Jr.
But the main strategy with that to keep the ball away from Regan Buck for Portland and Jack Parody for TA.
Yeah, both teams have looked to prevent each other from taking long touchdowns on kick returns, so they're kind of taking their medicine, giving kind of decent field position, but preventing the scores.
First and 10 Bulldogs from their own 43.
And another Wildcat. This time it's Aiden McGowan that will take the direct snap. And he'll scoot out of bounds over on the far side for a gain of 3.
Regan Buck, the ball carrier, forced out of bounds by Rashawn Dotson. Gain of 2 brings up a 2nd and 8 from the 45.
Now Thurston will get back under center. 1 man in the backfield, 3 guys out wide. And they'll give it to McGowan, shakes a tackle, and gets upfield for a first down. Aiden McGowan showing his shiftiness and his ability to shake these tackles to pick up these first downs.
He's good for a Bulldogs first down. It'll be 1st and 10. The Trojans' 42-yard line.
McGowan, 5'9", 170 pounds, big part of the run game as you've seen. And one thing he does is take the pressure off of guys like Regan Buck and Hunter Temple. Here is Buck on the carry. He'll get about a yard.
Regan Buck, the ball carrier. Landon Lebrecht with the tackle.
These are two teams that got off to bad starts last year. The Trojans were 1-2 after 3 games after dropping back-to-back home games to Oxford Hills and Bedford here at Hill Stadium. Portland, on the other hand, they were 1-3 and were able to turn things around in a big way. Did not lose another game until the state championship after that. And here's another. Or that's Thurston on the keeper, and he gets to the sideline for no gain. Looked to maybe pitch it, hesitated a little bit, and decided to keep it for himself.
Cotter Luca with the tackle.
Yeah, it looked like a little bit of a player option there. Decided to keep it himself, but still got nothing.
Another 3rd and long for the Bulldogs. 3rd down and 12 with 8 minutes to go in the first half.
Loss of 2 brings up 3rd down and 12 from the 44-yard line.
And a timeout called by Coach Kiesel. You could see Danny Menard on the near side motioning.
Timeout Trojans, that's their 2nd.
So it appears a little bit of miscommunication about what the play call was for the Trojans defense, and then I'll force Coach Kiesel to burn a timeout.
Shit again, tell them that you like that line. DJ turn it up, better than you bring it back. Tell them DJ turn it up, better than you bring it back. Tell them DJ turn it up, better than you bring it back. Tell them play that shit again, tell them turn up the bass. Better than you bring it back. Tell them DJ turn it up, better than you bring it back. Tell them DJ turn it up, better than you bring it back.
Down 12 from the 44-yard line.
So we'll see what Coach Green has drawn up here on 3rd down and long. Thurston all alone in an empty backfield. From the gun, Portland looking to extend this drive. Thurston communicating with his lineman before the snap. And a flag thrown. And it looks like they're going to get him for yet another false start.
All-start penalty on the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it looked like there was some confusion before the ball was even snapped. So I'm not too surprised that there ended up being a false start on that play.
The lineman turning around to try and get the play call from Thurston, and that's going to back up the Bulldogs even more. Be 3rd down and 17.
3rd down, 18 from the 49.
Thurston feeling pressure, fires it deep over the middle, and he overshoots his man. He had an open receiver. That was Regan Buck, who got into the secondary, but it's going to force a punt for the Bulldogs.
Looked like there was a window there, just slightly overthrown. If he had connected there, that certainly would have been a touchdown.
Brady Kiesel closest in the area. And now the Trojans have a chance to take the lead. They, of course, won the toss and deferred to the second half, so they will get the football out of the break.
Deep to receive for the Trojans, Xander Cantara.
Regan Buck really showing you that he does it all. The punter for the Bulldogs as well. And it's a high snap, and Buck has to go chase it. trying to get the punt off, and it's not a good one, and it goes directly out of bounds. A huge play for the Trojans, and a flag after the play and some extracurriculars around the 45-yard line as Harold Bunce gets into it with a member of the Portland offense.
The first punt of the game results in a bobbled snap and a shanked punt. We'll see how many more punts we see tonight. Maybe that will motivate them to go for it on fourth there.
Hey, these teams are so good on offense that they probably won't need to punt a whole lot this season, but
that one would have been a tough one to go for on fourth down. They were looking at about 15 yards, so good decision to punt, but obviously didn't work out in their favor.
And Portland bringing a student section as well. They're doing a blackout. Can kind of see them on those far bleachers. Might be a little tough with the lighting, but good student section for an away crowd. The referee's still talking this over near midfield, trying to see what penalties will be handed out. And of course, for the Trojans, you catch such a good break with the bad snap and the shanked punt. So you don't want any penalties on top of that. Long discussion at midfield. Again, we want to thank you for watching here on TATV. Cole Purvis alongside Troy Bolduc with you for our first broadcast of the year. Again, we are having some technical difficulties. No game clock tonight on our scoreboard. There is 7:34 to go in the first half. Also trying to work around some mic issues, having a little bit of trouble hearing each other. But again, we're doing our best here to bring you this huge matchup between TA and Portland on TATV.
Dead ball offsetting unsportsmanlike conduct penalties.
So offsetting penalties, it appears, may result. But we'll see what the result is here. We'll see if they decide to punt it from the same spot again. The TA offense is out there, so they will get the ball at their 46-yard line. Essentially nothing happening with those penalties as they were offsetting.
1st and 10 Trojans from the Bulldogs 47.
Definitely a sloppier, slower paced first half. Lots of penalties, both on the Trojans and the Bulldogs. But with the first game of the season, new head coach for Portland, still working some things out. And a big opportunity for the Trojans here. Portland came out and packed a punch in that first quarter. And now TA's chance to take the lead here in this first half. He'll give it to Sunderland. Mauricio Sunderland with a first down and more. Shakes a couple of tackles and scoots out of bounds around the 20-yard line.
Sunderland's first touch of the game was explosive. He exploded through that gap like it was nothing. Picks up the first down.
We mentioned that the running back room this year would have some big shoes to fill with Hayden Whitney graduating last year. They'll have to rely on that pair of sophomores, Connor Ayub and Mauricio Sunderland, to provide them pretty much all the production in the ground game this season. 1st and 10 from the 23. Here's Sunderland. They'll feed him once again, and he dives forward for a gain of about 3.
Mauricio Sunderland, the ball carrier. Tripped up by number 27, Braden Wales. Gain of 2 brings up a 2nd and 8 from the 20.
Haven't seen a whole lot from TA's receiving game so far. Just the one big play to Xander Cantera. Benoit will take off on the quarterback keeper, and he's wrapped up. A nice tackle
Wyatt Benoit on the keeper
by Aiden McGowan.
Brought down by Aiden McGowan.
Benoit attempts the stiff arm, but good tackle by McGowan.
Last year you had the quarterback platoon for TA, Caden True, who was more of a running quarterback, and Ryan O'Keefe, a true pocket passer. But Benoit can do it all. He can throw the ball accurately, and he's quick enough to make things happen on the run. So a great replacement for the Trojans at their signal caller. Here's Sunderland, finds a hole, lowers the shoulder, and it appears that'll be enough for the first down and get the Trojans around the 10-yard line.
Regan Buck with the tackle. Is good for a Thornton Academy first down. First and goal from the 10.
Really some strong runs from the running backs today on both sides of the ball, playing a large role in the offensive production for both teams.
And a give right up the middle.
Mauricio Sunderland, the ball carrier. Anthony Tavares with the tackle.
Anthony Tavares in on the hit for Portland. And Sunderland, the workhorse so far in this drive, he'll get a breather, much deserved. And Connor Ayub will sub him out in the backfield.
Brings up second and goal from the 7.
Second and 7, 3 receivers out wide for Thornton Academy. Ayub to the left, hit of Benoit. They'll toss it to Ayub, a spin move, and he dives down to the 5-yard line.
Connor Ayub, the ball carrier. Regan Buck with the tackle.
Ayub avoided the potential loss of yards on that play. Picks up a yard or two.
And 2 brings up third and goal from the 5.
And we'll see what the decision here is for Kevin Kiesel if they do not convert on this third down with 5 minutes to go in the first half. If they decide to go for it or kick a field goal with JP Baez. Would be more than manageable for Baez to make if they did go that direction. Here's Ayub into the end zone, nearly untouched, and Thornton Academy takes the lead. The sophomore Connor Ayub with his first varsity touchdown, and it's 20-14 Trojans.
Some nice blocking on the play by the Trojans. Connor is able to walk into the end zone and score his first touchdown, as you mentioned, Cole. Hopefully there's many more to come.
In to attempt the extra point, JP Baez. Sam Morondo, the holder. Jacob Fish, the snapper.
Baez rock solid as the place kicker last year, and he's 3 for 3 already on extra points tonight. Trojans take the lead 21-14, and with 4:47 to go in the first half, we will take a break here on TATV. Portland's offense looking to respond, coming right up.
Run over here.
Is this my room? Wow, Dad! Is this your room?
McGowan and Hunter Temple.
Hangman is coming down from the gallows and I don't.
Back here on TATV, Trojans able to take advantage of the special teams mishap by Portland, and Connor Ayub finished it off with a touchdown for the Trojans. Had a great play on special teams by Ryan Kamiri.
It is returned by Cordell Jones.
The big tackle on Cordell Jones.
Ryan Kamiri with the tackle.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Boys. Yeah.
First and 10 Bulldogs from their own 35-yard line.
Louis Thurston and the offense will set things up again. Looking to tie this game back up. It's a give to McGowan. Shakes a couple of tackles, but he will not go anywhere, driven back by multiple TA defenders.
Aiden McGowan, the ball carrier. Sam Nelson, the tackle.
Sam Nelson credited with the tackle. McGowan does a good job just staying on his feet, able to avoid a lot of these tackles, but unable to really cut it upfield and get any
second and 12 from the 34.
positive yardage that time. It'll be a loss of 2. Thurston back to throw, a clean pocket. He'll roll out, and he will take off and scoot up into the sideline. That'll make this third down a lot more manageable for the Bulldogs defense.
By number 44, Hunter Boudreaux.
A lot of time to throw there for Thurston, but couldn't find anybody open, so decided to use his legs.
From the 36-yard line.
Looked like he picked up more than he actually did. Still got a long ways to go here. 3rd and 9.
He'll throw it out into the flat to McGowan. And McGowan scoots up the sideline and takes on a big hit by Shiloh Tao, but not before the Bulldogs pick up another first down and another 3rd down conversion.
McGowan really ran like 25 yards on that play, but it was only about net 10-ish, 12-ish. Solid run by McGowan there.
Kevin Kiesel irate on the sidelines.
He's good for a Bulldogs. First down, they'll have a 1st and 10 from the Trojans 49.
Portland just able to cross over into Thornton Academy territory. They'll go with another Wildcat here. Here's Jones, who's gotten a couple of carries already in the first half. He darts ahead for an easy 6 or 7 yards there.
Cordell Jones Jr., the ball carrier.
And just a good push from the offensive line.
Nombi on the stop.
Like I said earlier, this game really living up to the hype. Both teams seem to be evenly matched, matching each other punch for punch. A couple of special teams plays on both sides that have really shaped the course of this game. Here's Regan Buck, who's taken down in the backfield. Good job by Thornton Academy to take down Portland speedster. And that'll bring up another 3rd down.
Regan Buck, the ball carrier.
Just under 3 minutes to go here in the first half.
3rd down 7 from the 46-yard line.
Thurston on the give. And a good stop. Harold Bunce with the tackle that time on Aiden McGowan. And that'll bring up 4th down for the Bulldogs.
Be interesting to see if Portland elects to punt here or if they decide to go for it. Just over 2 minutes left in the first half.
They haven't been great on the early downs, but when it comes to 3rd down and even 4th down, they have converted when it matters most tonight. And it appears they are lining up to go for it, or try and draw TA off sides like they did earlier. And they are going for it. Thurston will roll out, a clean pocket, fires it downfield, and the pass is dropped. Brody Viola had it in his hands and could not haul it in, and it'll be a turnover on downs. Thornton Academy will take over.
Incomplete.
Looks like that pass was right on the money. The receiver just couldn't come down with the football, but that would have been huge for Portland.
Thurston dropped it right into a bucket there.
1st and 10 Thornton Academy from their own 45-yard line.
But Viola unable to haul it in. That's the second time he's had difficulty catching the ball. Earlier, it bobbled off his hands and resulted in an interception. That remains the only turnover of the game for the Trojans. First down and 10 TA from about the 45-yard line. Wyatt Benoit looking to throw, now takes off to run. Trying to get to the outside, shakes a tackle, and he'll scoot out of bounds for a gain of about 2.
Good patience there by Benoit as there was defenders collapsing on him in the pocket. He's able to wait him out, roll out, and pick up a yard or two.
He looks more experienced than a guy who's playing in his first varsity football regular season game. Really showed out in that preseason scrimmage last week with a couple of long touchdown passes. Here's Connor Ayub right up the middle, and nothing doing there on second down. A gain of just 1. He'll bring up 3rd down and 7, and unlike Portland, TA hasn't done great on 3rd down so far tonight, so we'll see what they draw up here.
Also going to stop Isaac Al-Kafani.
They also have to be mindful of the time, as time is ticking down, just over a minute left.
Benoit will roll to his left, being chased, fires it on the run, and the pass is hauled in by Jack Parody on the far sideline.
Jackson Parody. Play is good for a Thornton Academy first down. 1st and 10 Trojans from the 44.
And TA might have to go with a little bit of a hurry up here with 59 seconds to go in the half. Benoit to throw, fires it, and it's nearly picked off. Almost intercepted. Portland had a beat on it.
Benoit's pass incomplete.
Benoit was hit as he was throwing the ball. Slightly affected the accuracy of the pass. Thornton lucked out that Portland didn't intercept that one, because that one would have been, without a doubt, a pick 6 taken to the house.
Jack Martin had that ball go right through his hands, the defender for Portland. 51 seconds to go in the first half. TA normally runs a no huddle with Coach Pulsifer and Coach Morrison calling in the formations and the plays from the sideline. Benoit rolls out, fires it deep downfield for Cantera, and it's incomplete. Defending on the play was Aiden McGowan. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 10.
For the Bulldogs.
That was good coverage by Portland there, prevented them from completing that pass, because that was a good pass and a good route by Wyatt and Xander Cantera.
Ball spotted at the Bulldogs 44.
I like to get Benoit out on the play action a lot, rolling to both sides. Done a good job throwing with accuracy on the run, although that wasn't a completion, it was an accurate throw. Pressure off the edge, Benoit will flip it, and it is incomplete, nearly intercepted once again. Couple of dangerous passes there, and it's 4th down for the Trojans.
Not a great decision there by Benoit. Looks like there was heavy coverage, at least 2 Bulldogs in the vicinity. Ended up being incomplete. Looks like they are going to be punting here.
Fernando Ongai.
And the first punt of the game for the Trojans.
For the Bulldogs, number 5, Regan Buck.
Fernando Ungwe, an international student here at Thornton Academy, will do the punting. Regan Buck back deep to receive for Portland. We'll see if they go for a touchback here. It'll be a short punt instead. We'll see what kind of bounce it takes, and it takes a good Thornton Academy bounce, and time will tick off the clock. Great work there by Ungwe to pin the Bulldogs inside their own 10-yard line with 26 seconds to go in the first half.
It's going to be very difficult for Portland to get anything going here. Likely get a couple runs in, maybe only one, run out the rest of the clock, and take it into halftime.
You would have liked to punch the ball in on that possession there if you're TA, but instead you're able to pin Portland deep, and you get the ball coming out of the second half. So that works too for the Trojans. Can't let up any big plays here with 26.8 seconds to go in the first half.
First and 10 Bulldogs, their own 8-yard line.
Thurston will keep it. Going to get around the edge, and he is dropped for a loss. Got to be careful here if you're Portland to keep the ball out of your own end zone.
I got one brought down on the backfield.
And it appears Coach Kiesel will be content to run this clock out. And we have hit halftime here from Hill Stadium. Trojans on top, 21-14 at the half. We will see you for the second half. Stick tuned here on TATV.
Hey, Dan. How's that proposal coming?
Just finished. I am sending it right now.
Okay, good. Oh, no. How are we looking for noon? We got like 2 minutes. Dan.
Run over here.
Is this my room? Wow, Dad! Is this your room?
I chose to attend TAMS because it was a change of scenery. It was a much smaller school.
Because of the amazing teachers.
How small it is and the community about it and how everybody knows each other.
You can know all the kids here, so it makes it much more easier to make friends.
They just get you ready for high school.
TAMS is special.
TAMS is amazing.
TAMS is fabulous.
TAMS is fun.
TAMS feels like a family.
All right, we are back here at halftime. Thornton Academy leads Portland by the score of 21-14 here on TATV. We are now joined by Michael Hoffer, a sports writer for The Forecaster. He covers a lot of Central Maine, Cumberland County, and he's seen a lot of the Portland Bulldogs so far this season. Michael, I just want to ask you in general, what is your excitement level for high school sports being back?
I think it's awesome that high school sports are back, and it's nice to have some nice weather, too, to welcome it back. But what better way to start the season than to have this great matchup in front of the big crowd on a beautiful night? I mean, I think everyone's really thrilled to have high school football back.
Yeah, so first half kind of sloppy, a lot of penalties on both sides. Big punt return from TA,
Yeah.
Big one from Regan Buck that was called back as well. What are your takeaways from the first half so far?
You know, I think Portland got off to a great start. I think they proved they belong, that they belong in Class A, that they can play with TA. But I think you saw as the first half went on, I think Thornton's depth maybe wore Portland down a little bit. A couple long drives, and just the fact that Thornton Academy can give the ball to so many different guys. I think that really makes them tough to stop. It's not really one guy this year for them. And, but Portland's got to be happy to be right in this game at halftime.
Coach Sean Green, his first year coaching at Portland High School, won a state championship at Cape Elizabeth a couple of years ago. What kind of impact has he made on this team so far?
Well, I think, he's bringing a lot of enthusiasm. This was a really strong program last year. Jason McLeod did a great job getting Portland to come from a 1-3 start to make it to the state game. But this is a very different Portland team. Now that Kennedy Charles is gone, I think you're going to see them be much more up-tempo, throw the ball a lot more. He's kind of an offensive wizard, and I think you're going to see a lot of a dynamic diversity from this offense. And as the season goes on, they're just going to get better.
I want to know your predictions for the second half. How do both teams win this game and start their season at 1-0?
Well, I think Portland needs to get back to what they were doing. I think their offense got a little bit too predictable there in the second quarter, but when they can mix the run and the pass, they've been effective. And, they've got some guys that can make big plays, so they've got to kind of go back to that. And I think if you're TA, you just keep doing what you're doing, because I think you were starting to wear Portland down a little bit. And as the game goes on, I think that the depth and the numbers on the roster might just be a little bit too much for Portland to overcome. But I think this will be a close game into the fourth quarter.
And last question, this is from Jeff Christianberry. He wants to know if you were able to hit up KFC before the game.
Well, I hope Jeff's doing great. We miss him around here. No, I did not. I did go the other day, but not here in Saco. My next trip, though, I won't miss it.
Okay. We want to thank Michael Hoffer for stopping by here at halftime. Again, sports writer for The Forecaster, covering this game today. Thank you, Michael, and enjoy the second half.
Thanks for having me. Always good to see you guys.
All right, we'll be back after this break for the second half here on TATV. And we are back here for the second half on TATV. Thornton Academy leads Portland 21-14 at the break. It was an exciting first half. This game certainly lived up to the hype. Thornton Academy, a team that's been in the state championship every year since 2018, going up against Portland, who hasn't been in Class A since 2018. So definitely a lot of storylines going into this game. Cole Purvis alongside Troy Bulldog here on TATV. Troy, it was a wacky first half, lots of penalties on both sides. I want to know your thoughts on the first half and the keys to the second half.
Well, I would absolutely agree with you. There were a lot of penalties. Both teams are going to have to work on cleaning that up, specifically the false start penalties that make them have to go for like 15, 10, at least 10 yards on third or fourth down. Both offenses relied on their run game a lot. We saw a lot of good running from both teams, and it's helped them get to where they are at this point in the game.
Wyatt Benoit really settling into his first start as a Thornton Academy Trojan in the regular season here. Just leaning on his playmakers. Xander Cantera had a big play in the first half. Connor Ayub effective on the ground game, just like he was in the preseason scrimmage a week ago. And for Portland, Regan Buck, somewhat contained so far, took the opening kickoff back to the house. It was called back for a block in the back penalty. But since then, he's been pretty much contained. Louis Thurston has done a solid job at quarterback too for Portland. So a lot more to be desired in the second half here for both teams. The Trojans will get the kickoff to start the half and try and extend this lead to 2 touchdowns. And that would put them up 2 scores and would be a huge way to start the second half. Once again, we want to thank our sponsors here on TATV, Paquin and Carroll Insurance, Saco and Biddeford Savings, the Webb Family Law Firm, and the Top at Mobile Ice Cream Cart. Portland will kick off to the Trojans, who have 3 men deep: Xander Cantera, Jack Parody, and Ryan Kamiri.
Team to receive for the Trojans: number 11, Ryan Kamiri; number 13, Jackson Parody; and number 21, Xander Cantara.
Once again, we want to thank Michael Hoffer for coming in for a halftime interview. And if you watched the Blitz 8 high school preview show yesterday, his state championship prediction was actually Thornton Academy versus Portland, which I definitely see entirely possible the way this first half has gone. 2 teams of pretty much equal strength going at it here under the lights at Hill Stadium, and we will start this second half. A squib kick to Ryan Kamiri, who had a touchdown in the first, trying to get to the outside, looking for room, and spins down at the 35-yard line. Wyatt Benoit and company will begin this drive.
Returned by Ryan Kamiri. Lisandro Rodriguez with the tackle.
Some impact players in the first half. Louis Thurston, the quarterback for Portland, with a rushing touchdown to put the Bulldogs up 7-0. Connor Ayub also with a touchdown for TA, as well as Harold Bunce and Ryan Kamiri on special teams. Aiden McGowan had the other touchdown for Portland, and Carter Luca had an interception for the Trojans as well. 1st and 10 from the 35. They'll give the ball to Jack Parody, and he is wrapped up in the backfield immediately.
Parody, the ball carrier.
Yeah, Portland read that play like a book, blew it up before it could even start, results in the loss of yards.
Isaac Alkafaji with a great play there, taking down Parody. A big advantage that Thornton Academy has is just the size of their roster and the fact that most of their players only play one side of the ball, whereas Portland has many, many guys who play both offense and defense. Quick throw to the outside, and a ball is on the ground, and a scrum for the football, and Portland has it.
I'm not quite sure what happened there. It looked like he, I guess, never really had possession of the ball. Kind of slips out behind him, and Portland is able to capitalize and is going to have really good field position and going to look to tie this game up.
Will take over with a 1st and 10 from the Trojans' 32-yard line.
So I mentioned Carter Luca had the interception in the first half. That was the only takeaway in the game up until this point, and Portland picks up the loose change, and they have the ball in Trojans territory, looking to strike here and tie this game up. A big opportunity wasted for the Trojans, who could have gone up 2 scores. if they punch the ball into the end zone there. Thurston on the first play going way deep to the end zone, and he overshoots Cordell Jones by quite a bit in the end zone.
Thurston's pass incomplete, intended for Cordell Jones Jr. in coverage for the Trojans. Danny Menard.
Danny Menard in coverage, step for step with Cordell Jones.
2nd down, 10. The 32.
Second and 10, Thurston with the give to McGowan, who again is tough to bring down, but they finally do. You gotta love the energy that Shiloh Tao is playing with. He's been flying around so far tonight. Several tackles to his name already. And that'll bring up 3rd down. No gain on that play, so it'll be 3rd and 10.
No gain on the play brings up a 3rd and 10 from the 32-yard line.
See if the Trojans blitz or decide to drop back into coverage and try and defend these receivers for Portland. It's going to be a direct snap to Buck. Regan Buck right up the middle, trying to drive the legs, and we'll see where they spot him, but it looks like they're going to mark him just short. It'll be 4th down and inches.
Some good patience by Buck there on that play. Relied on his blockers to gain yardage. And as you mentioned, Cole, they're going to be just short, but a solid run nonetheless.
Portland's been living on the edge offensively, having a lot of 3rd and longs, but converting on them. 4th down and inches. Thurston on the keep, drives the legs, and that'll be, it appears, a 1st down for the Bulldogs. They'll move the chains. Or will they? A little bit of hold up here to spot the ball. A big call here early in the second half. And now they will move the chains.
Play is good for a Bulldogs 1st down. It'll have a 1st and 10 from the Trojans' 20-yard line.
First and 10 from the 20. Trojans looking for a red zone stop. A direct snap. Regan Buck finds a hole, taking off, and he's tackled by Ryan Kamiri at the 2-yard line. Nearly took it all the way, but Portland inside the 5 now looking to tie this game up.
Buck really explosive on that play. Burst through the line of scrimmage, but Ryan Kamiri with a great tackle to prevent them from scoring.
One thing you can't help but notice about Portland's skill position players is that they don't have a ton of size. Regan Buck at 5'9" is probably their tallest receiver, and so they rely on their quickness to compensate for their lack of height in the receiving game, and you can see how quick Regan Buck was on that run. He'll take the snap again, looking for the end zone, trying to get to the outside, a stiff arm, and he's dragged down. A great tackle in the open field by Kamiri.
The ball carrier. Ryan Kamiri with the tackle.
Great job again by Ryan Kamiri, preventing Portland from getting into the end zone.
I don't think there are many players that would have been able to drag Regan Buck down in that situation in the open field. Buck tried to put a stiff arm on Kamiri, but Kamiri able to bring him to the ground and prevent the touchdown. 2nd down and goal from the 2-yard line.
2nd goal from the 2.
Portland will pack it in, and they'll run it right up the middle with Louis Thurston on a quarterback sneak. He's driven behind and will not.
Seems to be different officials calling different things.
Thurston on the keeper.
He's going to be marked short.
They are going to mark it short.
Gain of a yard, 3rd and goal from the 1.
3rd and goal from the 1. We'll see if they try the same thing again, trying to wear out this Trojans defensive front. Thurston on the keeper, still driving the legs, and he will not get there. Stood up, and that brings up 4th down and goal.
What a brick wall of a defensive line Thornton has just put together there. 3 runs in a row right up the middle, and they didn't even allow an inch.
About 7.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter.
Goal from inside the 1-yard line.
And here we go, 4th and 1 from inside the 1. Portland's been denied on the previous 3 plays and trying to seal the deal here. Thurston from the gun. They'll blow this play dead. And a timeout taken by Coach Green and the Bulldogs. Coach Kiesel will talk things over with his defense. And we'll see what both teams choose to do here on this critical play early in the second half. Take this moment to tell you to follow Thornton Academy Football on Instagram and X, formerly known as Twitter. That's the first time I've had to say X instead of Twitter, because last time we had these broadcasts, it was Twitter, but they changed the name. So go follow those 2 accounts. And we also want to plug Trojan Talk one more time, a weekly podcast that we do here at Thornton Academy. We'll be starting that up hopefully in the next week here as the school year has gotten underway. Once again, 4th down and less than a yard. Buck will take the direct snap, running into the end zone, waiting for the signal, and he's in for the touchdown. On 4th down, Regan Buck able to pummel his way into the end zone, and the Bulldogs a PAT away from tying this game up.
It's really difficult as a defense to prevent 4 consecutive 1-yard runs, not even allowing 1 yard. That's incredibly difficult to do. Although Portland did end up scoring, the Trojan defensive line should be proud of what they were able to do for the first 3 plays on that possession. Or the last 3 plays, I should say.
That kick is good. Trojans nearly got a hand in there, but the extra point is good. You think about the first 2 plays that the Trojans were able to stuff. Thurston was under center and just tried to push his way and drive the legs into the end zone. But the 4th down play was really well drawn up. Just Regan Buck with a full head of steam, taking the ball from the shotgun formation and running it right into the end zone. Starting to get a little bit colder here at Thornton Academy as the calendars turn to September. And we are way high up in the crow's nest here, so of course you can hear the PA system loud and clear.
And to kick off for the Bulldogs, Miles Hang. Deep to receive for the Trojans.
Dr. Remis doing a great job on the PA announcing as always. And a flag before the kickoff. And the referee went over to the sideline to tell Coach Kiesel to have them turn the music down, it appears. Bulldogs use a different man for their kickoffs than extra points and field goals. This is Miles Hang.
Right on the play, a sideline warning for excessive music.
Here's Jack Parody. Takes it out across the 40-yard line, continuing these squib kicks, giving the Trojans pretty solid field position.
Jackson Parody's the ball carrier. Cordell Jones Jr. with the stop.
Troy, what is the approach on this drive? Trojans haven't had a ton of offensive success tonight. They had the special teams touchdown and then really good field position off of the shanked punt in the first half. What is the approach for Coach Kiesel in this offense?
I'd like to see some play actions and see if Wyatt can get some progress on his feet, see if he can get something going in the air as well. Run plays have been good, so keep going back to those, but I'd like to see what Wyatt can do.
Guys like Cantera and Parody Great at creating separation when they get in a one-on-one scenario on the outside, and a fumble. Benoit lucky to pick it up. He's going to lose a couple of yards.
Yeah, good scoop up by Wyatt there. That could have been quite bad.
Benoit, brought down by number 9, Aiden McGowan. Loss of 2 brings up a 2nd and 12 from the 41-yard line.
Nearly another turnover for the Trojans. Have to be careful with the football. Haven't seen anything from Brady Kiesel yet in the receiving game. A pitch to the outside. That's Ayub, who immediately gets tackled for a gain of 1.
Ayub, the ball carrier, brought down by number 5.
And just like that, it's 3rd down and long. We want to thank a couple of former TATV members who are watching this game right now. Jeff Christianberry down in his home in Florida has this game on. I believe Zach Taranko is watching it as well from Quinnipiac University. Third down and 11. Benoit will roll out. Feeling pressure, has to get rid of it. Pass is deflected and drops incomplete. It'll be 4th down for the Trojans.
I like what the Trojans were trying to do there, but just really good defense and pressure by the Portland front. Ends up tipping the ball, not much you can do there.
It's a bunt for the Trojans, number 89, Fernando Ongai.
Certainly not the offensive possession you were looking there, looking for there with the Trojans. They're going to get a 3 and out.
Similar to last year, the offense is struggling. The offense struggled early in the season last year, and a good punt by Fernando Ungwe, and it's going to take a nice little Thornton Academy bounce and rolls all the way to the 15-yard line. So Fernando Ungwe has been excellent in the punting game so far tonight. And Portland's defensive line is just so deafening. A couple of 300-pounders up front for the Dogs, and they have quickness as well. They can get their hands in the face of the quarterback, which you saw Benoit struggle with there in the offensive line, having a hard time containing them. .5:37 to go in the 3rd quarter. Again, no game clock on our scoreboard for today as there's a fumble. The ball is on the ground. It's picked up by Regan Buck, and he is smothered in the backfield by the Trojans defense.
Regan Buck, the ball carrier, brought down
and struggles handling
Nelson.
the football for both teams here.
Loss of 5 brings up 2nd down and 15 from the 10-yard line.
No better time than now for a takeaway for the Trojans defense. Be a huge gift for their offense. Here's McGowan, gets around the outside, finds some room up the near side, scoots up the sideline, still going. Aiden McGowan being dragged by the jersey and all the way into Trojans territory.
Aiden McGowan, the ball carrier, brought down.
McGowan has had a really strong game today. Another strong run there when they had lost yards in the previous play.
Bulldogs from the Trojans' 39-yard line.
And all the attention coming into this game was on Regan Buck and how dynamic he is, and rightfully so. He's a playmaker, but Aiden McGowan has been arguably the best player offensively for the Bulldogs in this opening day matchup. Here's Regan Buck on the end around, takes it up the left side, and gets an easy 6 yards. Portland's run game just giving it to TA right now.
Shiloh Tao at the tackle. Gain of 5 brings up a 2nd and 5 from the 35.
The Bulldogs really looking like a team that deserves to be in Class A. They had been in Class B for the previous several years. And as we mentioned earlier, got thrown right into the fire coming to Thornton Academy opening night. And they've been more than up to the task as they're in Trojan territory looking to take the lead. Here's McGowan, jumps over a defender, trying to get to the edge once again, and he's dragged down. Ryan Kamiri yet again showing that
Aiden McGowan, the ball carrier, brought down by number 11.
he can be a very
Ryan
effective
Kamiri.
tackler.
Loss of a yard brings up a 3rd and 7 from the 36.
Trojans defense led by Harold Bunce, who had 96 tackles last year, 159 tackles in his career as a Trojan. He is a 3-year starter. Not a lot of guys can say that on the Trojans. Guys like Sam Nelson, Ryan Kamiri, Danny Menard, Rashawn Dotson, all making an impact on defense for the Trojans. Here's Regan Buck, off the fake, gets upfield and taking off, turns on the Jets. Regan Buck into the end zone, and the play was blown dead before he got in. Not sure why, but we'll take it. Look
Regan
and see
Buck,
why
the
that
ball
play was
carrier,
blown
forced out of
dead.
bounds by Ryan Kamiri.
Believe he may have
First and
stepped
10
out of
Bulldogs from the
bounds.
12.
And this is just really challenging the speed of these TA defenders. How fast can they get to the edge to get to Regan Buck before he turns a corner and takes it up the sideline for a big play? Portland knocking on the door. They'll send a man in motion. Thurston on the give. It's McGowan. McGowan with a stiff arm, and he's dragged down for a gain of just a couple there.
Aiden McGowan, the ball carrier, brought down by Deshaun Dotson and Ryan Kamiri. Second down 8 from the 10-yard line.
Saw glimpses of a really good red zone defense on the last possession by TA. Nearly stopped Portland until they were able to convert on 4th down. And they'll need this run defense to step up again. Buck goes in motion. They'll give it to him. Again, looking for the edge. Regan Buck cuts it upfield. Diving for the end zone. Waiting for a signal, and he's in for the touchdown.
Touchdown scored by number 5, Regan Buck.
Regan Buck using his speed to get to the end zone, and Portland takes the lead with 1:48 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Portland has done a really good job putting the ball in the hands of their biggest playmakers in McGowan and Buck. That's Buck's 2nd touchdown in a row. They now take the lead.
To attempt the extra point, Justin Bouchard.
And in talking to Coach Josh Pulsifer before this game, he knew it was going to be a really, really tough challenge. And he's been proven right here with how good Portland has been in this game. The extra point is deflected, it appears, but it's still good.
His kick is good.
Not sure if Thornton Academy was able to get a hand on that or not, but the PAT goes through, and it's 28-21, and the Trojans offense will need a response here.
Yeah, we've just seen 2 possessions in a row where Portland has scored and Thornton has not. With the fumble from the two possessions ago and then the 3-and-out in the most recent possession. So Thornton Academy offense is definitely going to have to look to get it going here and at least get a look in the end zone.
We would have to look, I'm not sure off the top of my head, but I would assume it's been a very long time since the Trojans dropped their first game of the season.
In to kick off for the Bulldogs, number 10, Miles Hang. Deep to receive for the Trojans, Ryan Kamiri, Jackson Parodies, and Xander Cantara.
Trojans beat Scarborough in their first game last year and then lost their next 2 games. But opening day is a different story. They've been pretty dominant. Miles Hang in to kick off. It's another low squib kick, and it's fielded on a hop. This is Ryan Kamiri again getting to the edge and gets to the 49-yard line into Bulldogs territory. And again, setting up the Trojans with some nice field position.
Ryan Kamiri's done a really good job returning the kicks today. Obviously had the first Trojan touchdown of the day on the long return, and some other solid returns throughout the game, giving them solid field position today, or here.
In attendance for tonight's game, 1,275.
North of 1,200 people at this game, as you just heard from Dr. Remis. Packed house here at the Hill for opening night. Thornton Academy in Portland. TA down by 7. They'll give the ball to Sunderland, who has a hole off the right side. Mauricio Sunderland still on his feet. A spin move, and he's inside the 25.
Great run by Sunderland. Shedding tacklers and spinning between defenders, and gets a nice strong run that gives Trojans just the momentum they need just outside of the red zone, looking to tie it up.
Little bit of juice for TA's offense. They've lacked that the last couple of possessions. Good momentum for Wyatt Benoit and company. They'll feed Sunderland once again, and another good run on first down for about 5 yards.
Mauricio Sunderland, the ball carrier. Henry Spencer with the tackle.
Just over a minute left in this third quarter of action.
Benoit from the gun. He'll keep it himself. And he will get close to the first down. We'll see where they spot him, but yet again, a good positive play for the Trojans offense.
Henry Spencer.
Time winding down on the third quarter. We've mentioned this a couple times already, but if you're just tuning in, a little bit of an issue with our game clock. We do not have it on the scoreboard tonight on the broadcast, but we're doing our best to keep you well informed on what the time is. 41 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Officials timeout for a measurement.
And the referees will gather to measure and determine whether it'll be a 1st and 10 or a 3rd and inches. Big call here, although the way the Trojans have been running the ball, you would think they'd be able to pick up this 3rd and short pretty effectively if it is indeed that. And it's a first down, so they'll move the chains. 1st and 10 TA.
First and 10 Trojans from the 13-yard line.
Portland's defense just setting up.
Two guys out wide for the Trojans. The give is to Sunderland, and he will dive forward for a few yards.
Mauricio Sunderland, the ball carrier. Braden Wales on the tackle.
Mauricio Sunderland and Fernando Ungwe, two of the big impact players from the international program. Couple of guys coming over their first year here at TA.
See if they'll get another play off before the end of the third quarter.
We're at 10 seconds now. And they are going to run another play. It's Sunderland once again, and this time not much room to go. And that'll bring up 3rd down and about 7, and we will go to the fourth quarter. We got a good one here from Hill Stadium. Portland leads Thornton Academy 28-21. We'll be back on TA TV.
Hey, Dan, how's that proposal coming?
Just finished. I am sending it right now.
Okay, good. Oh, no. How are we looking for noon? We got like 2 minutes. Dan.
Hey, this is
Run over here.
this my room? Wow, Dad! Is this your room?
We have arrived at the fourth quarter here from Hill Stadium. Portland leads Thornton Academy 28-21. I'm Cole Purvis alongside Troy Bulldog here on TATV. First TATV broadcast of the year has been a good one, as Portland and Thornton Academy, two very evenly matched opponents going at it on opening night. And we open the fourth quarter with 3rd down and 8. And a penalty on Portland that'll give TA 5 extra yards. Another encroachment penalty on the Bulldogs.
That could be potentially an important penalty.
Now a lot more manageable for TA. They'll have it at the 7-yard line now. They need to get to the 4 for a first down. Two receivers split out wide. The give is to Sunderland, and he is stopped, but a flag in the backfield will await the call.
Harry Bunce, the ball carrier.
Harold Bunce on the
Brought
carry.
down by Isaac
Correction.
Al-Kafahi. There's a flag on the play.
I want to thank Troy Bulldog for doing both the color commentating and the producing tonight, as well as Brandon Vitiello on the camera.
Yeah, shout out to Brandon. Came through. We needed a cameraman late. Came in clutch. Shout out to him.
Personal foul, face mask penalty on the Bulldogs.
And a face mask.
Half the distance to the goal line.
And that's just golden for the Trojans. They'll have first down and goal.
A first and goal.
Yeah, that's a big one there. Now Thornton Academy will have
from the 3-yard
at
line.
least 3, probably 4 opportunities to get the ball in the end zone.
Benoit from the gun with Bunce in the backfield. 2 receivers out wide. They'll give it to Bunce, looking for the end zone, and he's stuffed just short on the 1-yard line.
That's an impressive feat right there to take down Harold Bunce. That dude is a tank, and he just got stuffed at the line of scrimmage.
First and goal from the 1.
They'll snap it quickly. And again, Bunce looking for the end zone, and he's going to be stopped short.
Harry Bunce, the ball carrier.
So Harold Bunce,
brought down by number 50, Colin Kelly.
a big guy, 6 feet, 225. Very physical. Unable to get into the end zone on 2 straight plays here.
Loss of a yard brings up 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line.
Nothing's been easy for the Trojans today. Unable to just punch it in on first down.
See if they'll try it again or get a little creative here.
Bunce on the right hip of Benoit. Benoit will throw to the end zone, and it's caught! Xander Cantera for the touchdown!
Great pass by Wyatt there. Got plenty of air under it, and Xander did a great job creating separation, and they get the touchdown. I like the play call, too. I like the play call.
Portland was thinking run. Cantera able to gain a lot of separation, wide open in the end zone, and an easy pitch and catch. It's now 28-27, and JP Baez will look to knot this game up at 28.
In to attempt the extra point, JP Baez. Sam Rondo, the holder. Jake Fish, the snapper.
Baez perfect so far. Snap good, hold good, kick is up. It's deflected, and it's good.
His kick is good.
28-28, and we have a game all knotted up here in the fourth quarter. 10:30 to go, and some dramatics on this opening night matchup between Thornton Academy and Portland.
Wyatt Benoit's first passing touchdown in his varsity football career.
And we'll see if they let him air it out more as the season goes on. Certainly did with effectiveness last week versus Lewiston in the preseason. But Portland just another level.
In Hunter Temple.
And for the Trojans, nothing gets easier from here on out because next week they travel to South Paris to take on the reigning state champion Oxford Hills Vikings. It's a squib kick. And a good one. Little miscommunication, and it's in the hands of Regan Buck. Buck looking to break free, and he's finally dragged down out around the 35-yard line, and Portland with a chance to respond.
Kick is returned by Regan Buck. Jackson Parodies with the tackle. 1st and 10 Bulldogs from their own 34-yard line.
And we'll see how much fatigue is a factor for the Trojans defense here. As I mentioned earlier, most of their guys only play one side of the ball, so that certainly helps a lot to keep their defense nice and fresh for moments like this in the fourth quarter. Tie game at 28, and a flag on the snap.
False start, Bulldogs. 5-yard penalty brings up a 1st and 15 from the 29-yard line.
That's about 5 or 6 false starts on the Bulldogs so far this game. Not the cleanest played game, that's for sure. Lots of penalties on both sides. And
there's
TA
another one.
jumps, and they'll get those 5 yards right back.
Approaching penalty on the Trojans, 5-yard
Certainly
penalty.
a lot of sloppy play here
So a
tonight.
1st and
Definitely something the Trojans are going to have to look at this next week
the
and
34.
try and eliminate some of these little mistakes.
Of course, we can't hear up in the crow's nest, but you'd have to assume Portland's going to some kind of hard count here to try and draw TA off sides, which sometimes is drawing their own men off sides as well. So after 2 basically offsetting penalties, it'll be 1st and 10 from the 35, and tackled for a loss.
Great
Dave
job
McGowan,
by
ball
Harold
carrier.
Bunce with the
Harry
initial
Bunce with the
wrap-up
tackle.
and get some help from his teammates to get some lost yards on that play.
Bunce really the quarterback of this defense. One of their biggest leaders and a team captain.
Loss of 3 brings up 3rd and 13 from the 31.
It'll be 3rd down and 13. TA trying to get off the field and get their offense the ball back. Here's Regan Buck. Can he make another big play? Trying to get to the edge, and he's taken down. Ryan Kamiri sits him down, and it'll be 4th
Regan
down,
Buck, the ball
and
carrier.
the Bulldogs will be forced to punt.
Ryan Kamiri with the tackle.
As we've previously mentioned, Ryan Kamiri's had a really strong game, both returning kicks and getting a lot of solo tackles.
Gain of yard brings up 3rd and 12 from the 32-yard line.
Correction there, it was actually 2nd down. Dr. Remis had said 3rd down, so we'll blame it on him for now. For real this time, 3rd down and 12 for the Bulldogs. We'll see if they go back to Regan Buck. Thurston from the gun. Trojans rush 4. Play is blown dead once again.
Coach Kiesel looked to call a timeout, and he got it.
Timeout Trojans.
Looks to be frustrated about
That's
something.
their first of the second half.
8:52 left in the fourth quarter. And with Portland, you know you're never out of a game when you have game breakers with a ton of speed like Regan Buck and Aiden McGowan. And then Louis Thurston, who we saw on the touchdown scramble all the way back on the first possession of this game. A lot of guys can move the ball downfield with their legs for the Bulldogs, and the Trojans defense has their work cut out for them stopping those guys. I want to thank you all for tuning in here on TA TV. We will have all of our home football games live streamed this year,
Third down 12.
including playoff games as well. This is a huge play here early on in the fourth quarter. Third down and 12 for the Dogs. 4 receivers out wide, 1 man in the backfield. Thurston takes a low snap, looking downfield, lofts one over the middle, and it's picked off. Intercepted by Thornton Academy. It's Brady Kiesel with the takeaway, and he's brought down at the 41-yard line.
A poor decision there by Thurston, just kind of tossing it up when 4 Trojans in the area. An easy interception for Brady Kiesel.
Brady Kiesel, the senior captain, with his first interception of the season and first of his career as well. Makes one of the biggest plays of the night so far for TA. And once again, a chance for the Trojans to score and take the lead. No time to settle in for Wyatt Benoit for his high school career. Comes right into a tough game against Portland, and it's tied in the fourth quarter. They'll look to throw on first down. Benoit airing it out, going deep for Parody, and he hauls it in at the 10-yard line. Jack Parody hauls it in, and it was dropped in a bucket by Wyatt Benoit.
Cole mentioned Benoit getting his first action here, getting thrown right into it, and he drops an absolute dime right after. Great pass, great route, great catch, great play all around. Love to see it.
Surprised the Trojans didn't try and hurry it up right after that, but instead they're taking their time. We have a little delay as the offense is looking at the sideline. There is a flag. It's on the Bulldogs, and it will, of course, be declined. So the play will stand. First down from the 18. Sunderland in the game at running back. Benoit will keep it himself. Faked out everybody. Gets to the edge, and he's finally tripped up. A great open field tackle made by Miles Hang.
Yeah, that was almost a easy rushing touchdown by Wyatt. If he could have gotten past that defender.
You're right.
Great
probably saved a touchdown right there, but able to take down Wyatt Benoit by his ankles, and only a 2-yard gain. Second and 8. They'll pitch it to Sunderland. Little juke move from Mauricio Sunderland, and he carries a couple guys with him for a few extra yards, gets down to the 6.
Looks like they'll be just short of the first down. Looking at about a 3rd and 2.
Brought down by Lissandro Rodriguez and Brody Viola. 3rd down and 2 from the 6.
It's gotten colder and colder here at Hill Stadium as this night's gone on. 3rd down and 2. They give to Sunderland. Dives up the middle. Portland thought that they pried the ball free, but it appears they'll stay with the Trojans. Sunderland looked to be short, and it'll be 4th down.
This is a big play here.
They could kick a field goal.
Sutherland, the ball carrier.
And that is
what they will do.
Jacob Fish.
That's what they'll do. JP Baez will trot out.
To attempt the field goal.
Field goal.
Sam Rondo, the holder. Jacob Fish, the snapper.
At the 22-yard line. Don't see a lot of these in high school football, but JP Baez is good enough to knock it through. His kick is good. Or not. It's no good.
Not good.
Kick is no good. Wide right.
Wide right from JP Baez, and it'll stay tied at 28.
From this angle, that looked like it was good, but apparently was wide right. I don't mind the decision at all to go for the field goal there, as you get an opportunity to go up in the game with 6 minutes left.
TA had some unfortunate finishes here at home last year. You think about the big play that Oxford Hills was able to pull off. They had an 85-yard touchdown in the fourth quarter to basically seal the deal. And we'll see if Portland can provide a similar dagger here. Although plenty of time still on the clock with 6 minutes and 13 seconds to go in regulation.
After the missed field goal, the ball spotted at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 Bulldogs from their own 20.
Have to avoid the big play here. If you're TA, Regan Buck will take the snap and keep it himself. And drag down a good tackle made by Danny Menard for a minimal gain.
Regan Buck on the keeper, brought down by number 20, Danny Menard. Gain of 3 brings up a 2nd down and 7 from the 23-yard line.
This is what you hope for. I know Thornton Academy football has had a lot of blowouts over the years, but it's good to see a tight home game here at Hill Stadium, and that is what we have. Hunter Temple goes in motion. The give is to McGowan, and he's stood up and driven back. A whole host of TA defenders there to sniff out that run.
Aiden McGowan, the ball carrier. Hunter Boudreau, the tackle. Also in the stop, Sam Nelson.
Portland's looking at a 3rd and long here.
3rd down and 9 from the 21-yard line.
See if they put the ball in one of their playmakers' hands.
We'll see who the go-to guy is. 2 receivers out wide. Thurston on the fake. Rolls out, feeling pressure, lofts it downfield, and it's caught by the tight end, Brody Viola. And he's taken down at the 48-yard line. Once again, a big 3rd down conversion for the Portland Bulldogs.
Yeah, got a couple steps there, and Thurston's able to drop it right in the bucket for the 1st down. That's a big play, big conversion, and sets them up to continue this drive.
Brady Kiesel with the tackle. 1st and 10 Bulldogs from their own 47-yard line.
Viola had trouble up to that point holding on to the ball, had a critical drop earlier in the game, and then a bobble that resulted in an interception. But he makes up for it there with a key 3rd down conversion. And a big chunk of yardage for the Bulldogs. First down and 10. Temple in motion. He'll be the ball carrier. Jumps over a tackler and still on his feet somehow. Looked like he was taken down after about 4 yards, but was able to squeeze through
Boudreau with the tackle
and get close to the 1st down marker.
Great second effort there.
They're going to move the chains. It was good enough for a 1st down.
They're going to mark that as a 1st down. That looked like it was at most a gain of 2. Ends up picking up the 1st down. Great run.
From the 43. Buck will take the direct snap. Buck really patient when he gets the ball in this Wildcat situation, looking for a hole. And you'll take that every time on 1st down if you're Portland. A nice 4-yard gain sets them up with 2nd down and 6.
Regan Buck, the ball carrier. Carter Luker. And Stephen Nombi with the tackle.
Trojans could use another takeaway here. McGowan on the carry, breaking free and out to the 30-yard line, a 1st down. Portland continuing to move the chains. This ground and pound offense really providing some difficulties for TA. 3:01 to go in the fourth quarter.
First down, will have a 1st and 10 from the Trojans.
Another important thing is when you get a first down and they move the chains, the clock stops. So they're getting a little extra time to think about what they want to do as well every time you get a first down. A little added incentive, I guess you could say.
Clock management starting to come into play here as we're under 3 minutes to go. TA starting to think about how much time they'll have on offense if Portland does score. And Regan Buck on the play, a flag in the backfield. Looks like they're going to get Portland for a hold.
Regan Buck, the ball carrier. Harry Bunce and Brady Kiesel with the stop. No gain on the play, brings up a 2nd and 10 from the 30. There is a flag on the play.
Holding on the offense, that's a 10-yard penalty.
Holding penalty on the Bulldogs.
And that's been a common theme today, not necessarily the holdings, but the penalties on offense for the Bulldogs. So that moves them all the way back to the 40-yard line.
20 for the Bulldogs from the 40-yard line.
Thurston in the shotgun. Gives it to McGowan, trying to find a hole off the left side. Breaking free, being dragged by the back of his jersey, and picks up a gain of 4.
Aiden McGowan, the ball carrier.
A little tangle up after the play.
Carter Luca with the tackle.
Big play here for TA. Trying to force Portland to have to convert another long 3rd down. It's McGowan again, cutting and trying to get back to the original line of scrimmage, which he nearly does. And it'll be another 3rd down and long. And once again, all the weapons for Portland could be utilized here, whether it's Buck or Temple or McGowan.
The ball carrier, Carter Luca. Brady Kiesel with the stop.
With just over a minute left, it's not looking like Thornton Academy is going to get the ball back. So they're going to have to rely on their defense to get a stop if they want to.
TA with 2 timeouts left. Portland has 2 as well. Under a minute to go. Thurston fakes it, going deep to the end zone, has a man. It's caught for the touchdown. Louis Thurston drops a dime, and Portland takes the lead. Regan Buck on the receiving end.
You could see that one coming. Receiver had a couple steps on him, and just a great ball delivered on the back shoulder for the touchdown. That's going to put him up likely 7 points. There is 48 seconds, so Thornton Academy will likely get the ball back, but not going to have much time to do anything.
In to attempt the extra point, number 84, Justin Bouchard. Brody Viola, the snapper. Louis Thurston, the holder.
Extra point is up and good. That'll stretch the lead to 7.
It is good.
35-28, Portland in the lead. TA doing everything they can to fend off going 0-1. And this would be a shocking result if they're upset on their home turf by the Bulldogs.
Portland's really been impressive offensively this entire game and really all the dimensions you can be good in. They had some strong runs and some great balls thrown like that one we just saw from Thurston.
Buck using his speed to get wide open and then a great catch in the corner of the end zone. I don't know if I've seen a better performance on 3rd downs than what the Bulldogs have had today. It's just every time with their back against the wall on these 3rd and longs, they're able to convert.
In to kick off for the Bulldogs, number 10, Miles Hang.
And on the other side, the Trojans defense will have a lot to work on
Jackson Parodies, number 11,
in third and long
Ryan Kamiri,
situations.
and number 21, Xander Cantaro.
48 seconds to go. A squib kick fielded by Jack Parody, looking for some room, and well covered up by Portland's special teams. So that will set the Trojans up at about the 36-yard line. And they will be in a hurry-up offense to get this ball into the end zone as soon as possible and tie this game up.
Might see some shots downfield here. Might get to see Wyatt's deep ball. See if we can see anything.
And in this situation with the game on the line, how do you get your playmakers in space? How do you get Xander Cantera and Jack Parody in these one-on-one opportunities on an island and potentially hit on a deep ball? 43 seconds. Benoit from the gun. Looking to throw. A clean pocket. Fires it downfield for Cantera. And it's caught! What a catch by Cantera. And he's dragged out of bounds inside Portland territory.
That ball had a lot of air under it. Xander was able to find it, track it, and make the tough catch in traffic. Almost broke free there.
Lewis Thurston with the stop.
And nearly intercepted as well, but Cantera with a great adjustment on the football, able to rip it away. 34 seconds to go. He goes out of bounds, stops the clock. Trojans offense in a scramble here. Benoit from the gun, Sunderland in the backfield. 3 receivers out wide. Benoit, lots of time. Now the pocket collapsing, fires to the sideline, and it's hauled in once again. Xander Cantera. Some good work along the sideline that stops the clock at 27 seconds.
Benoit's pass complete.
And now they'll run the
Xander
clock,
Cantera.
which means that Coach Kiesel will have to take his second timeout of the second half.
Timeout Trojans, that's their second.
What a
second
game.
half.
What a game this has been. Both teams just responding to each other in big ways with some big plays offensively. Hasn't been the cleanest game at times, but what a way to start off this 2023 Maine high school football season. Glad you're with us on TATV. Cole Purvis alongside Troy Bulldog. We'll have every Thornton Academy football game live streamed. Home game, I should say. Playoff games as well as all throughout the year. Soccer games, field hockey, and then in the winter, basketball, hockey, lacrosse. We do it all here at TATV, so stay tuned all year long. But for now, the Trojans trying to avoid starting their season 0-1. 23 seconds left, down by 7. 2nd and 5 from the 36. Benoit, quick toss to the sideline, and the pass is dropped. Intended for Parody.
Killed about 5 seconds there. It's going to be 3rd down, 18.6 seconds
Benoit's pass
remaining.
incomplete. Intended for Jackson Parodies. Depending on the play for the Bulldogs, number 10, Miles Hang.
And it's now 3rd down and 5. 2 plays to try and get the first down.
5 from the 36.
18 seconds to go. Benoit rolls to his left. Lost one downfield, and that ball is incomplete, bringing up 4th down.
Portland put some pressure on Wyatt. There wasn't quite anything there. He just had to get rid of the ball.
Coverage for the Bulldogs.
Couldn't quite connect.
And this
13 seconds, 4th down. This is
the game right here.
4th down 6. From the 36.
And Coach Kiesel will
Timeout
use his
Trojans,
final
that's their third
timeout.
and final timeout of the second half.
Last year you would look to a guy like Carlos Ebele, who was so good along the sidelines, but now it might have to be Xander Cantera who takes that role. Just a quick 7 or 8 yard pass to the sideline will get you the first down and keep this game alive. And the offensive line really has to hold up here. Benoit has been under duress at times. Want to keep his pocket as clean as possible. And in the event that they don't get out of bounds, they will have to spike the ball. So a lot of things to go over here for Coach Kiesel and his offense. And a potential state championship preview on opening night. This is the game right here. 13 seconds, 4th down and 5. And a pre-snap penalty. We'll see what the call is. This will be huge either way. Did the Trojans move? They did. It'll be 3rd down and 10.
4th down and 10.
4th down and 10.
Yeah. That makes this that much harder for Thornton Academy.
And 10 from the 41-yard line.
Although there's only 13 seconds left with no timeouts remaining, so this is likely the game regardless.
We'll see if they go deep here or just take the first down. Here we go. Benoit with time. He taken down. Wyatt Benoit is sacked. And that is the dagger. With 7 seconds to go, it's a turnover on downs. And Portland will take over in the lead. We'll check on the penalty.
Portland was in that backfield really quickly. There was nothing that Wyatt could do. Just had to kind of eat it, and unfortunately, that's likely going to be the game for Thornton Academy.
We'll see what the flag is.
There is no foul.
They're going to wave it off. And that will do it. The Portland Bulldogs, back in Class A for the first time since 2018, will come into Hill Stadium and take down Thornton Academy.
1st and 10, Bulldogs from midfield.
And fans leaving their seats here at Hill Stadium. The Trojans are going to drop to 0-1 on the season. They will travel to Oxford Hills next week to try and get their record back to 500, but that will be just as tough of a test, if not tougher. Thurston will take a knee. Time winds down. Your final score, 35-28. The Portland Bulldogs start off their season 1-0. Thornton Academy drops to 0-1. They dropped their first game of the season and will look to reset from here. Troy, any final thoughts on this game? It was dramatic both ways, lots of big plays. What stood out to you?
It's a tough way to end a game like that. Portland was able to get that late touchdown that was just tough to come back from. With less than a minute left, the Trojans had to drive the field. Wyatt was able to complete a pass to Xander that maybe would have given them a shot. Unfortunately, they come up short. But a good game regardless. Both teams should be proud of the way they played tonight. Portland should be proud that they were able to get a win in their first game back in Class A. And the Trojans should look for their mistakes, try and clean up some things like penalties, and see where they can build from to move on.
We could see these two teams meet again later this season on Portland's home turf, Fitzpatrick Stadium, if they both make it to the state final, which is definitely a possibility. TA favored in this game, but Portland comes in and makes a huge statement. Head coach Sean Green, in his first game as the head coach of the Portland Bulldogs, comes away with a 7-point win. Thank you all for watching here on TA TV. For Brandon Vitiello, our cameraman, Troy Bulldog, doing a great job on the producing and the color commentary. I'm Cole Purvis. Have a great night, everybody. We will see you in a few weeks from now in week 4 when TA has their next home football game. Have a great night, everybody.